Please join. Looking sharp. Huh? You don't need the clicker. Welcome on stage. This is a very exciting project you got.
Yes.
If I may hand you the microphone.
Thank you.
Please, it's all yours.
Thank you. Is everyone inside, or should we ask anyone else? Yeah, because especially we need the people participating. Yes, please. Please do your thing. And Hadi, we need also more chairs, huh? We need 2 more chairs. Huh? We need 2 more chairs. Yes, yes. So you can put one on this side, and you can put on the other side. It's fine, one on the other side. Machen, dass alle Firmen hier sind. Ja. Unbedingt. Ja. Jetzt wichtig werden. Ja, mach ich. Huh? I heard it, but did anyone listen?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're awake. Nice. So I think this is one of the fullest this room has gotten so far. And I'm very proud to stand here. But before we go on with the X competition, I think, so I've been here at Agora events now for several years, and I have personally witnessed that every time it gets a bit better. And the team has done a fantastic job to make this event again better than the last one. And I think it really deserves a round of applause from each one of us. So thank you very much for the past 2 days. It was amazing. And I'm here to present the X competition. In the other room, you have seen in the last 2 days some amazing projects. And today they will get the chance to present themselves again in front of you, all of you. And each one of you will play a vital key part in the voting and the ranking of the final winners. Yeah. So at the end, I will show you a link. And after we've been through the panel, I need all of you to vote who you really liked, which project you really liked. So I will try to be mean and ask mean questions, and we'll give the mic also to some of you guys to ask questions. Of course, it's all well intended, but we really want to find out who the best projects are. Let me just give you a small review of what has happened so far. So the X competition is a competition between that Agora and X Ventures organized. It's a road to basically 2 million of funding, and the winners from the panel today will be invited to Germany, Berlin for a strategy workshop in order to really help them optimize their business model and pave the path for a successful future with their project. So this is what's at stake, just to remind everyone. We had around 30 projects. Last 2 days, you guys voted and you basically decided which team you liked, which idea you liked, and your overall impression. And we had hundreds of votes. And I'm very happy to present to all of you the top 5 rated projects so far. So we have And it would be great if the founders or the representatives come on stage. So we have Legion Network, Crowds, Companion, XVA Blockchain, Animal Concert, and Soul Stars. Woo! Come on up, guys. Please take a seat. Yeah, wherever you want, just not on the outsides. Someone's missing? I think one team, Soul Stars. So at the end, we had a tie between two, so it's now 6 and not 5 companies. I hope you all don't mind. But as you see, and mostly the case with this type of conferences, it's all male, right? All male perspective. So I would love to invite the co-moderator, co-host with me, Reem Alhamdan. She works with Rishabh Finance and is a KOL from Dubai, to bring the female perspective into this whole round. Otherwise, it would be just boring men. Yeah? Reem, welcome. Big applause, please. Okay, just a reminder, at the end, not now, yeah? It would be unfair if you do it now. At the end, you should scan this code, and it's a drag and drop system, and you can drag and drop which team you like the best, yeah? Number 1 is number 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, etc., yeah? And the top 3 companies will be invited to Berlin for a strategy workshop, okay? Is everyone awake? Perfect. Great. So we will now start with asking mean questions. Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind. We actually basically we want to understand who you are and why you're here. And I will give the mic to the audience so that everyone gets a chance. I think we have around 45 minutes, if I'm not wrong. Should be plenty of time to get to know you better. Yeah. Hadi, do we need more microphones for everyone, or should I just pass it on? Okay, perfect. So let's start very basic, and let's let everyone introduce themselves and where they come from.
So I start off, I'm Thomas, I come from Germany, and I'm representing XVA Blockchain. And we kind of are a market infrastructure provider for capital markets.
Hey everyone, I'm Colin Fitzpatrick from Animal Concerts. I'm Irish from Dublin, but I've been living in Dubai for the last 3 years. My background is in tech and super excited, and thank you for having us up here.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Attar. I'm the CEO of Legion Network. I was born in Pakistan, lived in Manchester in the UK for 27 years, and I've been in Al Ain in Abu Dhabi for the last 2 years.
Hello, I'm Bahman, co-founder of Crowds, and I'm from Europe. And we're a fan-to-earn platform for music and their communities.
Hi everyone, I am Yuvraj. I am from India, and I represent Edverse, and we're trying to build the single largest education metaverse that is out there.
Hi, I'm David. I'm Korean, but I currently live in Sydney, Australia. I'm representing Soul Stars, and we are the very first ever K-pop idol on the virtual metaverse.
Great. So I'd love to make this as interactive as possible. So we will go through a few themes, like about the idea, the vision behind it, about the team and the market and the competition, in order to understand and give everyone here in the audience the chance to understand each of the projects. Because otherwise, like, you will make an uninformed decision in the voting, and it would be unfair to them. So for this to work, if you have follow-up questions on the questions that I have, please just raise your hands. And if it's not too many, I will give the mic to you guys so that we can drill a bit deeper than just what we ask. Yeah. So this is not about me and them presenting, but it's about you finding out who you really love, and you can significantly impact the life of one of these projects. So please bear with me. So in order for the audience to understand who you are, and I mean, all of you already did it briefly in a sentence, but could you tell us, like, what is the essence of your project? Like, what are you doing and what are you representing?
Yes, absolutely. So we started Legion Network roughly 1.5 years ago, and we looked at the blockchain space and we saw so much technology and so much protocols and so much advancement. But we really believe still 80% of the world doesn't really understand blockchain, and it's moving so fast that people can't really catch up. As soon as they grasp the metaverse, there might be something else. As soon as they grasp the GameFi, then came the metaverse. So what we really wanted to do was create a consumer-based application, because we feel like it's time now where the average consumer can start to benefit from blockchain and learn how it can benefit their lives. And slowly but surely, they will really get deep into blockchain, and in the future, it's going to be a smooth process. So what Legion Network is the best of blockchain in one super app.
So I'm Colin from Animal Concerts, and we stream concerts online and into the metaverse to an audience of potentially millions worldwide. The way I like to think about it is we're democratizing concerts so that everyone can attend. And I suppose one of the interesting things is everyone is here hearing NFTs and metaverse all over the place. And I think metaverse has exploded in the last couple of months, especially since Mark Zuckerberg sort of solidified that it's the future of the internet. But everyone's wondering, you know, who's going to be successful and how do we take advantage of this? I think we're really well positioned to be taking advantage because, you know, one of the obvious ways is entertainment, experiences, and concerts. And that's what we're going to do in the metaverse. But from the people on our team that we have who are embedded in the music industry, the people in the music industry do not know. They're not tech people and they don't know how to do this. And that's what we're here to do, which is to help them through the journey of figuring out how to come into the metaverse, how to take your brand, how to do it successfully, how to do NFTs. And that's where we're going to be really successful.
Yeah, I'm Thomas. I have a background in physics, basically. And if you know Star Wars, I mean, I used to work for capital markets for many years. So what we try to do is doing a DeFi clearinghouse. So we try basically to save taxpayers' money in a way, because there was Lehman, there was the Big Bang. And so finally the idea of clearinghouses came in. They are still centralized, and we tried to put them, to be a clearinghouse on the blockchain where we have the advantages of being immutable and things like that. So we're trying to make something here more fair for the whole market, bringing fairness into capital markets, basically.
So yeah, Crowds is a social tech token platform for music artists and their communities. And basically at the core is the fact that music artists create a spirit that's for their communities and fans that is worth so much more than just their record sales or concert tickets. And but they don't have a way to monetize this really. On the other hand, fans really want to be closer to their artists. They want to see more of them, get more of them, but they're just left as a consumer. And with the advent of tokenization, we believe a value can be captured that is much bigger than just what the music industry currently is capturing. And through Crowds, artists can have their digital economy through having their own social token, and fans can unlock special experiences and contents of those artists and be closer to their artists. Imagine imagine a Spotify where each artist has their own social token, and you can enter their community and engage with them on a much different level. And yeah, that's pretty much. And maybe at the core, also what I said before is, it's not just about buying, but it's also about earning tokens. Because as fans, you're already making your artists successful by sharing their videos, watching their videos, being an evangelist for them. And now, basically, for doing that, you're appreciated in the community by earning the token and by increasing the token's value.
Okay, so as part of EdVerse, what we're trying to do is we're fundamentally trying to bring back the joy in learning. Unlike any other metaverse, which perhaps could be subject to your personal preference or liking, Edverse by its very nature is a necessity for all. Having worked in the industry for over a decade, what we can tell you is that globally, the skill gap is increasing. The world today is at a cusp wherein we are facing a learning crisis in terms of not just the cognitive levels, which should be there, but just the sheer amount of interactions, right? So what we want to do is to completely decentralize and democratize education so that educators, learners, creators, promoters of education all across the globe can have meaningful conversations. We can enhance the human capital and the race ahead, right? That's what we want to do. And maybe one fine day be the mother of all other metaverses, which could actually feed all of them into joining so many others that exist all over the globe, right? That's what we intend to do with Edverse.
Yeah, hi, I'm David from Soulstars. K-pop is not only a phenomenon in Korea, but it's becoming global. And you know, personally for me, I'm a K-pop fan myself. And unfortunately, I can't actually interact with some of these celebrities in Korea because I'm traveling quite regularly. So, you know, we thought if we can bring the popularity of Korean entertainment, you know, which is a $30 billion industry, to the metaverse, implement a game, a sing to earn game in conjunction with that to grow the community. We thought this would be an incredible opportunity for Soulstars to really showcase the idol, the K-pop idol on a virtual and a more scalable platform.
Okay, great. So for many, especially for me also, it's often very difficult to deeply understand blockchain projects and be able to evaluate them objectively. So what investors tend to do in this industry is they tend to look at the team. Who are these guys? Why are they doing this? And what is their expertise? And I think for the audience, it would be amazing to, in a first level, try to understand who are you and why are you doing this? You know, because we have many entrepreneurs in the audience, and we all know, although entrepreneurs are celebrated like rock stars, the path of an entrepreneur is usually full of obstacles, ups and downs. And it really depends on your passion and your drive if you are able to see something through to success. And for us, it's important to understand what is driving you? Why are you doing this? What's the passion behind it? Where is the inner energy coming from?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really great question, especially with the stage of blockchain right now. So just a brief background about myself. I studied entrepreneurship with Peter Jones, who's the Dragon's Den in the UK. I dropped out of maths, English, and science. And as a Pakistani, you can imagine how crazy that is. But the road for entrepreneurship was always there. We got involved in trading about 6 years ago, and ever since then been involved in Forex and stocks. And then with the rise of cryptocurrency, it was inevitable that many developers would get into this space. So we made sure that we are not another company that's selling white papers. I invested in many projects in 2017, 2018, and they raised hundreds of millions of dollars. But for some of them, we don't even know if they still exist. So what we wanted to do at Legion Network is provide a platform that's already developed. So 1.5 years in development. So we made sure we had the right team. There was 3 individuals who got started, and now we have over 45 people behind the scenes working on Legion Network. We have some of them in this room, like Steve, who's our CTO, Zohair, who's our CMO, and also Eleni, who's our head of marketing. So for us, it's about finding the right balance to really solve the issue of how can we make blockchain adaptable and adopted by the masses. And that's our main mission. And for us, development was key. We are only investing or looking for investments after we've launched our own first product that has over 2.5 million downloads in the last 30 days. So now we want to showcase what we can do together with the likes of already successful companies and partners. So if we've done this by ourselves, imagine what we can do together.
So I got into crypto in about 2017, and I was a full-on convert and believer ever since. Living in Dublin, Ireland, didn't really have any opportunity to work for any blockchain companies and dreamed of doing it myself. A very close friend of mine who is an incredibly smart guy, I got him into it. He made a fortune, and then we decided to do something else because we loved NFTs and the potential of the metaverse and things like that. But we've searched far and wide to find the best team that we possibly could. Our COO was the global head of Citibank Wealth. Our CTO has worked for some of the biggest tech companies in the world. I worked for a lot of tech companies like Oracle, Salesforce, Dell, HubSpot, a lot of experience back in there as well. And then we've got people from the finance industry that have worked in BlackRock and hedge funds. And obviously then we've got a lot of crypto experience, people that have been in multiple projects and incubated them from the very, very beginning. So I think it's a great question, because I think, you know, when people invest in projects, what they're really investing is in the team. And that's what I try to get across about me, my partner, our team, our abilities, our vision, and essentially our ability to execute, because that's what it all comes down to.
Yeah, basically what drives us. I think if you compare it to the internet, there was kind of, okay, there were different websites. And the first idea was you can download music for free. There's Napster and things like that. And we recognize that this Web3, this blockchain, is offering an opportunity for something where our background is, I work for clearing houses. Frederick Friedman used to work for Bloomberg as a sales guy in the 90s, 80s, selling Bloomberg terminals. Our CTO is from Calypso, a core coder. Calypso Technology is a big software vendor in the risk management space. So all the guys are more related to capital markets, working kind of for big companies. And now we recognize that XVA, this is a balance sheet number, for instance, for IFRS 13, is bringing an idea here where we can use blockchain, that we can use this website as a perfect reconciliation layer, which is great for the regulator. I mean, we yesterday just heard about the SCA, which is bringing transparency to the regulator and also helps building efficiencies for our clients like DZ Bank and Deutsche Bank. And now we try to roll out. So the team background is basically back office engine guys for capital markets. And now we try to roll out an idea on blockchain for basically improving fairness and making a transparency to a market which is basically hidden.
So I've been an entrepreneur for the past 15 years, founded first startups while I was in high school, background in media, tech, Web2, e-commerce, entertainment, and so just around the background of myself, having raised over 50, 60 million euros of VC money, having led teams of 200 people, having had a company with over 100 million annual revenue. So this is my background, and I've been fortunate to build my network throughout these 15 years in my ecosystem of startups. And I'm fortunate to have a team who's not just great, but I also know for a very long time. And I think that's actually one of the biggest risks of founding teams. They're important, but it can break up. So having a team that I know for a very long time, for crowds, we're focused on the music industry, obviously. We have the entrepreneurial background. We have someone from the music biggest record company in the world. We have someone as a legal advisors to some of the most successful artists in the world, knowing about all the legal implications, which will be one of the biggest challenges. And we have someone from one of the biggest media companies in the world also. So I think we have a very well-rounded team to tackle this. And not only that, but we know each other in and out, and I think that's also very important.
So at Companions, right? So as Companions, we started our journey about 7 years back, and the whole team is so dedicated that we've reached out to over 1 million learners worldwide, and especially in India, over our various learning programs and through all our endeavors. When you talk about the credibility, I think everyone talks about having the best team, but I like to mention that the best sort of reached out to us. So the fact that Google reached out to us and they have an exclusive collaboration with us, wherein we are the sole AR-powered learning partners for Google for AR-powered learning experiences, brings testimony to the fact that the team is credible, most in terms of bridging technology and combining it with educational concepts. We collaborated with the world's leading learning company in year one of our inception, wherein we worked with giants like Pearson and Oxford University to bring out educational experiences for audiences worldwide. We launched the most interactive VR-powered lab, a first of its kind for higher ed in India for the government of Rajasthan. And over the entire journey that companions have had, it's been extremely satisfying to bring out cutting edge products and technologies out there, right? So that's a testimony to the team. And like I said, they could probably be making millions anywhere in the world, but the fact that each and every member of our team is so committed to bring out and improve the learning outcomes for learners across the globe accounts for the fact that there is credibility there.
So a bit about myself. I started my career in corporate finance, in mergers and acquisitions. Following that, I went into product management, and most recently, involved in the crypto metaverse space. I think what makes K-pop so special is that it's really brought people together, and our team that have come from such a diverse set of backgrounds have come together because of their love for K-pop. And as I mentioned before, K-pop, it's such a global phenomenon, and it's only continuing to grow. I think an important, comparable to note with another virtual idol in Korea is Rose, and she's already amassed, I think, 2 mil in advertisement revenue alone. And that's just in advertisement revenue. So, we plan to do, significantly more than just, have advertisements. We plan to have virtual concerts, meet and greets. And I think that's what makes it so special is that, we want every single person that is, that loves K-pop, that's passionate about K-pop, to be able to access it on a scalable platform, as I mentioned earlier. So that's the reason why we're doing this.
Okay, thanks guys. Those answers were really good, and you made it clear for the audience exactly what you do. But I'd like to go into more detail about now the concept behind your project. So if we start with the Legion Network, your idea is to create almost like a super platform, right? To merge all the new technologies in one place. Right now, in 2022, we have platforms like Snapchat, Uber, LinkedIn, WhatsApp. They're all separate, and no one has created a super app to combine them all together, simply because it can get too technical, it can get too complicated. Maybe someone will enter and there'll be so many options, they'll not understand how to use the app and they'll leave. They'll be like, I'd rather everything separated and in one place. Apart from that, crashes and bugs and keeping it up to date and speed, and especially now crypto and the blockchain, it's changing like this. So every month or quarter, there's something new in the space. How will you maintain the speed of your application or your super platform? How will you maintain the speed of it? How will you maintain keeping people wanting to come and use your platform instead of having it all separated? I mean, the idea is great, right? To have it in one place. But the question is, how will you actually do it? Why has no one done that?
It was for animal concerts? For Legion, okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a very realistic question, especially in the super app space. And recently we've started to see the rise of super apps. And you see many platforms now. So in Asia, there was always super apps like WeChat and many others. You see the likes of Binance who are also getting into the super app territory with the ability to purchase hotels, mobile top-ups, and many others in the future, as well as NFTs. So when we had a look at the trends, especially in blockchain, for us, it was more interesting to see what everybody in the community is doing right now. So at this moment in time, we don't want to have the whole industry inside the super app. It's like, what is everybody excited about today? And how can we make it super simple? So instead of trying to create our own NFT game that gets very complex, we've licensed out games from other developers. So users can play these games to earn cryptocurrency. And this is all based on a skills-based platform. So then, right now, many people don't know about blockchain. So the next thing that would be great to introduce is education. So we thought, wouldn't it be great to have a watch to earn platform? But how would it make sense? How can you watch videos and earn cryptocurrency? So this is all regarding our listing fees and special connection with different projects who can share their ideas. And in return, they're educating the users on their projects and they can give their tokens as rewards as well. So we see this already in airdrops. We see Discord communities. There's so many things going on in Telegram, on Instagram. So for us, we thought, what is missing in the blockchain community? And our users have been growing on a tremendous rate. And obviously it's a challenge. We wanted to have 1 million downloads by the third quarter. We have 2.5 million in the first 30 days. So of course, there's a big learning curve and we have to be maintaining our development. And this is why it's important for us to have a long-term vision, continuous improvement. Like we started 1.5 years ago. We are self-funded mostly, just recently started taking investment because we believe in this space, there are going to be the Facebooks and the Googles in the next 10, 15 years, but we have to try ourselves, do the best that we can, and then we partner with the right people as we scale up. So for us, it's important to have the foundation, but never forget the experience comes from those who've already done it in the past. So that's going to be our focus. And again, we have to embrace the challenges, just like in general in blockchain. So we're willing to do that. And that's why our focus today is to get partners on board who already have experience and who already have this global scale. So I guess every single section of the app today is more combined in what people need today. The communities are already doing all of this, but in separate applications. The metaverse and Blue Moon, we did keep it separate. So we know that's a whole new market, but the super app just contains simple things that you can do. Average users spend 30 minutes a day on the app. And in the future, we'll be introducing things like NFT drops to keep them engaged. How can you make sure that people are still logging into this application? Is by finding out what's trending and how can you make it super simple to use. We don't want to tell people about technology, but how they can benefit from it.
Okay, great answer, very clear. My next question is for the guys who are doing like concert sort of events in the metaverse. So there's two, I believe. We have Animal Concert and Soul Stars. Right, so one of the main reasons, right, why someone goes to a concert is the vibe, the atmosphere, being around new people, feeling the music, feeling the artist, feeling like everyone goes for the feeling, right? Like no one goes to a concert and doesn't go like leave feeling like that was the best night of my life or whatever, right? How would you guys recreate that vibe online? And why would I pay money to watch a concert on the metaverse when I can watch it on YouTube for free?
Okay, very good question. So the first thing, we're not trying to replace concerts. Okay. Concerts will always be a better experience to go to and be around there, okay, for most people. But not everyone can go see their favorite band in the local city. If you live in Asia and you like, you know, if you like U2 or something, they don't come to your local city, and maybe you can't afford a $100 ticket. But we're creating different experiences. And ultimately if anyone wants the link, I'll show it to you. We did our first concert, we recorded it in 3D, so you can use a headset and you can feel like you're there dancing on stage with your favorite artist. that's a completely different experience. That's in some ways to some better than being at the back of a crowded concert surrounded by people spilling beer down your neck. What we're kind of trying to do is democratize it by taking this in a different way. But if you look at what's happening in the metaverse, I'm sure you all saw, someone just paid $450,000 for a yacht in Decentraland. They could have got a real yacht for that. This is about experiences, and people have a different set of values for experiences in the metaverse. And by bringing concerts online, if you look at what happened with Ariana Grande and Travis Scott, kids were more excited to go to this metaverse concert and to hang out with their friends in game than they were to go hang out with their friends in real life. And it's kind of crazy to conceptualize this, but this is what's happening, and this is what we're here to help facilitate.
Okay, I'll pass the question.
Thank you. I think that was an excellent response. So it's hard to follow on that. And I agree with, sorry, what was your name again? Colin from Animal Concepts. Agree with pretty much everything that he said. I think one thing to probably add is the interactions that you receive. I mean, if you're watching a YouTube clip, you don't have any interaction with the celebrity, with the K-pop idol, with the idol. Whereas, through the metaverse, there are a lot of ways you can interact with the idol. And I think that adds an extra layer of an element that's quite special. And adding to Colin's point, we definitely want to, give the opportunity for anyone, globally that doesn't have access to, being able to go to a concert or being able to actually interact with, with an idol, the opportunity to do so.
Okay, so what makes you believe that they'll have access to these VR headsets and all this technology and not access to a real concert?
Sorry, well, the VR headset thing is very small at the moment. There's less than 20 million VR headsets, but that's a tiny percentage of our business. But that doesn't mean that, Apple are making a VR headset now, and then everyone's going to rush in and they will be everywhere in a few years. But again, you already have people like Seek kind of doing this and stuff like that, but you don't need a headset to have an experience. Exactly as, sorry, is it David? And we should definitely speak because we're doing stuff with K-pop as well. And let's definitely tie up because I think it's cool what you're doing. I just think if you look at how kids, look at Roblox. Roblox is no longer a game. Roblox is a social platform. It's where kids are hanging out. And this is what the metaverse is going to become. So whether it's on a VR headset or whether it's on your phone or on a TV or on a laptop, it doesn't matter. Like someone else said, the experience is heightened from a 60-inch TV to a headset. Someone on stage said that earlier today. But this is where kids are today. This is how they're choosing to spend their time socializing, having experiences. And this is only going to continue and grow. So that's where we're going to be.
Cool. Okay, if you don't mind passing the mic to
Thomas.
All right, now let's just go into more broad questions. What was the day that made you think, I'm going to drop everything I'm doing and I'm going to start this project? Like, I believe in it so much. Like, you must have seen something or felt something that really made you believe in your idea. What was it?
It was not really a day. It's like a whole history here, because I used to work for clearinghouses, as I said, and you saw the flaws of clearinghouses. You see how, for instance, when you have reconciliation processes, that one bank fights the other, one quant fights the other, and in between you have someone who is the complete where the truth lies. And with blockchain, you have an immutable layer where you can bring in this transparency, that you kind of can combine something what is total privacy, because a bank never wants to disclose the data, but they need to disclose it to the regulator. And now with Web3, you have this opportunity to do both. So it's not just one day that I woke up and say, wow, hey, Yeah, it's more like, I mean, I read the first paper was actually Satoshi Nakamoto, where I read this and I thought, well, it makes sense, kind of. And then it took time before we really adapted. I also want to pick up one question. You had the critical challenge question in the beginning. How can you do so much data? Why is this the only platform? It isn't. I think we have here also to go a step back and recognize that there is blockchain and there are oracles. What is an oracle? An oracle is a centralized system writing something into this blockchain. So when you have Bitcoin, you have Coinbase, they are an oracle, they write data in there, yeah, who owns this Bitcoin. So, and we try to do this with fiat, basically, yeah, so it's also ongoing, yeah, whenever we are challenged with the banks, they tell us, okay, where is the security issue? How do you do this? So it's ongoing, it's not just one day where the idea came, it's an ongoing struggle for us every day. With talking to every client and trying to optimize the world of blockchain and oracles.
Awesome, thanks. Just before I pass the mic to Zohair, I have one question for crowds. You want to basically bring celebrities, artists to a platform where they create tokens for the fans to buy, right? The fans can buy them or they can earn them. There's a choice, right? So my first question is, how would you get these artists to engage with you? And what kind of artists are you looking at? Are you looking at like beginners? Or are we looking at Justin Bieber and Akon level? Who is your target? And how will you bring them on board?
Yeah. So it's a very good question. And I think we mainly come from the artist side. Our network is mostly the artists in the industry across Europe, US, and Canada. And we started basically, we're now in the seed phase, but the main thing we did in the past month was just talk to hundreds and hundreds of artists because we felt a solution needs to be kind of co-created with the artists. There are a lot of solutions for artists can have tokens, artists can have these, but we know since they're among our circle of friends that they're very reluctant on putting a price tag on a coin with their name on, which represents them. So this whole thing got kind of co-created with them. And we're now at a phase where we got validation because over 50 of successful artists would like to even participate now and invest. And I think the main thing for us was, we don't need to start this project if we don't have a solution starting with the customer, which in this case, the primary customer is the artist, because if you bring the artist on board, the fans would love it and come on board also. So in terms of how we will bring them, I think it's really having a solution with them in mind, and through our network, having built something that they will love and benefit them, and making sure that it's not just about, oh, you can have your coin and it goes up and down, but really that piece that has been lacking for them, we offer it now, that they can create a different relationship with their fans, and which is great for their careers. But not only that, it's also great for them, for the fan community. Sorry, what was your second question?
You have a question?
I think we should round this up, and we should give the mic now to the audience for the final question, and afterwards we'll have the voting. So it would be nice to know if anyone here is curious about something from any of the companies, or a general question to all of them. Who likes to grill them with a mean question? Oh. Get the mic there. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Not so much a mean question, but I'm super interesting. If you guys win the prize money of 2 million, how are you going to use it?
Excellent question. if you win 2 million, how are you going to use it? And let's make it brief, not like a lecture, please.
Paying the paychecks of my team, paying the salaries going forward. I mean, it's an ongoing struggle here because I mean, we fight the big banks here, so we have to survive basically. So that's it. Why we need money? We need a global rollout. We need to be in all the important places. We need to be here for Dubai financial markets. Yeah, it costs money to have people here, and at the end of the day, a month is there, and everybody wants to have a paycheck. So basically, yeah, paying salaries.
If I would win the competition, win 2 million, it would either be on two things, and it would be either booking a really big artist, because some of these guys do cost millions, but they bring in huge amounts of people, and they basically, you know, advertise us on their socials, which will help us grow massively. Either that or just on marketing. I mean, the thing I love about our project is we're not some DeFi yield farming with a very, very small audience. Everybody is a potential customer of ours. And via influencer marketing, traditional marketing, PR, that sort of money could get a massive amount of eyes and really accelerate our project into the stratosphere to make sure everybody knows Animal Concerts and they're ready to interact with our platform.
Yeah, I think with Legion, the focus has always been clear. We want to scale up the business, and we have many different elements of the ecosystem inside the super app. So we need product managers for different areas of the business. We've already assessed security is going to be a big issue. As you grow very fast, many people will be interested in your security exploits. So our main focus right now is collaborations and building the right infrastructure for the business for us to scale over the next few years. So we also have a metaverse. Right now we can accept 50 people inside the room. And how can we now enable 1,000 people inside the room? So these type of research and development, and then getting the right people into our team.
See, I started my my address to the audience by saying that we are in a scenario wherein we are actually facing a learning crisis. I come from a land which is India, and if I look at the global learning levels, we have a situation wherein students in class 5 or grade 5 can't even do simple 2-digit subtraction. Reading levels are going down every single day. So what I would do with the money is that with the team that we have, we want to create learning experiences which can bring back the joy in learning. We don't want any single child anywhere in the world to start hating subjects. You know, we see global scenarios wherein children, young kids, they just want to quit. They don't even want to learn anymore, right? It's just so daunting for them. So we want to bring back the joy in learning. We want to bring back the fun back in the fundamentals, and we want to accelerate the human race. That's what we would want to do with that money.
For us, it'd primarily be on marketing. I think we've done an excellent job in gaining exposure in South Korea. We have advertisements on all major transportation lines, subways, buses, and that accounts for 80% of transport in South Korea. But what we haven't done well is go beyond South Korea. And I keep going back to how, you know, this is a global phenomenon. So I think, you know, we definitely need the funds to really grow our presence in markets like Southeast Asia, Europe, the US, and other parts of the world.
So we're in our seed phase, so we would use it for building out the team, developing the platform, and further building out the partnerships with the artists. But I think the money is not really the differentiating factor, but rather the partnership that comes with an investor and the network, the expertise, and the credibility also. I think the most challenging pieces are building a good team in such a stage. And you know, you want the best ones on your team. Having strategic partnership with investors is just another signal that gives you credibility and gives people who want to join your startup basically also kind of the confidence that this is not just a project that might fail soon. And you know, we're working in we're now entering the crypto world, which is changing every day. So having the partners that are, you know, can give you also more insights and expertise and utilize their network, I think is worth far more than those 2 million probably.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. In the name of Agora and X Ventures, I would love to thank each one of you for taking time to coming up here, giving us the chance to get to know you better. You have a very interesting path in front of you, full of ups and downs, and I hope full of laughter and joy. I would love to thank each one of you, and I would love to thank my lovely co-moderator Reem. Please, a round of applause for them. Perfect. So with this, we come to the end. So I hope this gave you a little bit more insights to the teams that you have already met and you already have evaluated. And we would love to ask each one of you now to go to the link and vote. It's a drag and drop, yeah, just to remind you. And within a few minutes, like within 5 or 10 minutes, we'll finish it and tell you who the top 3 winners are that will be invited to Berlin for even more work. Perfect. So please, guys, go to the link. Does it work? Is it all good? Yes, perfect. It's a drag and drop. Oh, I have to move. Okay. No, I think they can. No, you guys can all step down. Thank you. So we need like 5 or 10 minutes to evaluate. Let's give everyone the time.